So now we're going to go over Bloodline.
All right. There might be some shots fired at me. I'll be flat out. I'm not really one for covers. I appreciate when bands do covers and everything such as that, but I like to write original music. So, and then here's the other one. I am not the biggest Slayer fan. I, of course, have listened to Slayer. I, of course, like some of Slayer's records. It was just not something that I ever was introduced to at the time whenever I started listening to heavier music. I didn't even know about it. So what you don't know is what you don't know. And anyways, we were asked to play a Slayer Okie by a dear friend of ours down in Wichita.
You probably all know him, Mr. Barlow, Mr. James Barlow.
Love you, man. And we were like, okay, so what's the catch? And he was like, play one Slayer song, and you guys can play all the rest of your, whatever else you want.
Everybody's playing at least one Slayer song. That's what I said. At least one Slayer song. And we're sitting here like, dude, we're not going to be able to play more than one Slayer song. And Trevor's like, I don't know any Slayer songs. Yeah. And I don't want to play fast like that because my fingers only do this. I can't do this for an hour. And so for me, I didn't listen to Slayer a lot. I listened to a few songs here and there, and because everybody's about them. But thrash as a stop just wasn't something I fully invested myself in and dug deep in. But it's Slayer. I told him, I was like, there's one Slayer song that comes to my mind when I say, hey, you need to play a Slayer song. There was only one. And I said, it's Bloodline. It's like it's the most more hardcore metalcore-ish. It's not as thrashy as the rest, and it was already on a vampire movie and whatnot, and I think that's probably where I heard it the first time.
Oh yeah,
it's that soundtrack thing. But we listened to it. I was like, yeah, we could do it, and we played it for that Slayer Okie. 3-4 years, whatever long ago it was.
Something like that.
And then we just left it alone, and we didn't touch it at all. But we decided when we're going through this, we're just like, we want to do something more, but we felt our tanks were everybody was going through stuff. Everybody was going through stuff, and it was just like, hey, we had fun with getting it out there and whatnot. And I was like, you know what? Let's just do something outside of
our wheelhouse.
Our wheelhouse, and that was kind of a big part of what we've done in general. Just kind of doing stuff a little bit out of the wheelhouse. And I was like, let's just go back to that. Let's clean it up and let's just record it and just have fun with it. Because we definitely, for me, should say, for when a band does a cover, I prefer the band to do a manipulation of the song and do it in their style. So when a band takes a song and it sounds near exactly the same from front to back, and it has the same style of everything, it just almost sounds like it's just different people on the instruments and a different vocalist, but it's the same exact song. I feel like that it does a little bit of a disservice to the band, because that's kind of a big part. You're this band, and then you play that one song and it's just sounds like that other band but just with different people. So when I said, if we're going to do this, let's just make sure it's our style and still keep the feel.
Yeah.
And so of course you have to keep the rhythms for the most part the same. That's just how it ends up being. Yep. But us going through, the big part was Travis was like, this, I don't think I want to do this solo thing. I was like, dude, let's just cut the solo part out. Mm-hmm. Because we're not Travis has done solos here and there. We have the solo in Iron Curtain that he plays and works, but it's just dude, for us to do us, let's do that. And then towards the end too, is like when we were going through, it's like, dude, let's just break it down at the end, do the repeat, and just end it how we like to end it. Just punch it right in the face. And I think for it being a song that we didn't write, and you could say we rewrote or whatever.
Yeah.
It turned out pretty good.
Yeah, I definitely wanted to, with this.
It sounds like us, but you recognize it.
Yeah, it's just like, hey, you guys did a Slayer song, and I know there's the big old stigma about Slayer and everything such as that, and we're not tone deaf to that, for sure. We wanted to do it right, and what we were capable of doing, and I think that we were able to achieve that for the most part.
It wasn't meant to be a carbon copy of the song. It is taking the song and manipulate it and made it a Reform and Ruin style, and not being completely, it's similar how we did the Patient Zero and Infected. Play it seriously, but not take the thing super serious that we had to hit everything perfect and stuff, and just try to make it something different out of the wheelhouse and fun.
Yep.
So, yeah.